Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another Who Would Win. Today's comes from Cutie Kitten 1, who asked the question, who would in a fight? The Scarlet King from the SCP Foundation versus the Chaos King from Marvel. Two complete abstract beings who are multiversal level threats, can consume their entire reality, and are so hacked that this is one of those fights, it's near impossible to really determine an actual winner. And this is a fight that if you go on YouTube and actually Google Chaos King versus Scarlet King, people have asked this question before. This is not just something where some rando came up with. A lot of people actually asked this question. So the Chaos King is a being who is actually very similar to Galactus in the sense that he is a byproduct of the former existences prior to the current Marvel Universe. The only difference is he is an abstract being based of the primal darkness of the world that existed prior and the world prior to that, so forth and so on. In a similar vein to Null, where Null existed in the primal darkness prior to the world, the universe lighting up. He's a being who is literally the personification of that. As such, he has pretty much all the abilities a being like this would have. He has magic, immortality, reality warping, soul manipulation. He is considered to be a multi-level threat on the scale of someone like a Galactus. Actually, at his peak, individuals like Galactus and Eternity were considered ants to him. That's how powerful he is. The only individuals theoretically who would supersede him would be the Living Tribunal and Living Tribunal and like the one above all, hypothetically. Of course, then you're like, well, then what about the Beyonder? Well, maybe, but because there's always like superseding ranks within the ranks. So ultimately, yeah, he's way and he has no real weakness either. Ultimately, the way he got defeated was the fact he actually had consumed a full reality, like all of Marvel reality, only to be actually trapped in the fake reality that was made to move the new reality. And I believe something happened where it stopped the reality was reset more or less. So yeah, he is immensely powerful. The Scarlet King's true power is unknown. He is considered the primary antagonist through the SCP Foundation and the SCP universe. He's got multiple abilities, including impregnating several females in groups of 7 from the Scarlet Spawn, whose birth caused great catastrophes around the world. Legends portray him as capable to conquer and destroy entire worlds and civilizations and threaten other low elder gods. Scarlet King is stated to be powerful enough to threaten all creation and the Tree of Knowledge itself, is making him a multiversal threat, if not worse. I don't know beyond, say, like omniversal, maybe he could be a threat on that level, but like the general level of threat where you're like, okay, multiversal threat, great. Because beyond that, it's like if there's outerversal realities, then I guess you're an outerversal threat. Regardless, his actual abilities are completely unknown. Some of the things though that stand out though is that he exists in something called the no space, which is a reality created by the collective human consciousness. As a result, just like SCP, just like a couple other SCPs, it could both affect and be affected by humanity. The idea the king would haunt those who learned about him and his true nature, inflicting damage in them and corrupting them, while various incarnations of the king would be created from the belief of various legends, such as the origin as a god who has retroactively written as being somewhat the case. When someone began messing with the idea of Scarlet King, he would also affect reality by creating portals of hellish dimensions, create a sound of hymns sung by him, manifest human blood in specific places, and manifest fires that forge imagery of him. However, the Foundation would later use SCP-6659 to completely destroy the idea of the Crimson King from the no space, trapping him inside a sacrificial dagger, acting as his totem, and liberating humanity from his influence. So, okay, power-wise, these are both multiversal level threats. They're both more or less abstract level beings to some degree. Like we can't really these are Eldritch horror level Ultra beings. These are guys who you can't really comprehend them. They can affect and influence our reality. They can consume the reality without too much difficulty if they were want to. However, in terms of inherent weakness, the Scarlet King actually comes with more of those. When I say inherent weakness, I mean specific ways you can affect this character and hurt them. I.e., erasing the knowledge of the Scarlet King from reality is a way to defeat him. He is bound by our knowledge of him. In theory, all you got to really do is wipe out all humanity, which the Chaos King would be more than happy to do, and that's wiping out the very idea of him, more or less. Now, yeah, the idea of him still exists. The Scarlet King exists, so he's acknowledging this individual. But the Chaos King is probably so arrogant that he looks at you still exist, Scarlet King, and therefore so do I. It's like, do you? Because I don't see a king. I see an ant. And that would probably be his undoing, really. He is bound by like conscious idea and fear of him. Without that, he does weaken considerably. And he was able to be trapped in a dagger of all things. Now, granted, when we talk about SCP-6659 real quick, SCP-6599 is capable is a conceptual manipulation device, to be fair. So, and mind manipulation device. It's apparently an oil rig. So it's been successful in destruction of several deities too. But point being, it is conceptual manipulation. That's why they were able to figure it out and do it. That said, the Chaos King does fight on that level. It's comparable to individuals like Eternity, Death, all that, and on a multiversal scale. So, yeah, it's not hard to believe that the Chaos King would be able to overcome the reliance the Scarlet King has on others, belief systems, on himself, the empowerment they give him, so forth and so on. And so, I would go the Chaos King in this, the Chaos King in this. Until then, though, that is my thoughts. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.